YouTube comments. This will be a fun way to end the show. People telling us that we're dumb. Let's do that. Colt, we got some YouTube comments here. Actually, hold on. Before we do that, can we go back? Sorry. My fault. If you want to do the segment for next week, text PR 31032 or the coach segment, internet coach, or Gordon and I give you advice. I don't know if you'd want it after this, 31032, or leave a YouTube comment or email FloTrackPodcast@gmail.com. Now, let's get to the best YouTube comments from the week. First one here, responding to the Ferdinand Omanyala video. We're going to go through these quick, Gordon. For some reason, Americans have an excuse every time a non-American wins. I think this is in reference to you saying there might have been a false start.
Yeah, that's a fair criticism. I accept that. But I will say this. That's not 100% true, because when Kerley lost, I wasn't like, well, baby. No, I was like, Jamaicans are better right now. So it's not all the case, but there are some times. And, I believe that Coleman still won that 60 based on the little evidence.
I wasn't there for that one. I would have disagreed vehemently with you. So it's not all Americans. All right.
Yeah, for Ferdinand, he legitimately won that race. I accept your criticism.
Next one. Keep it going. Y'all need to relax and stop being so quick to assume. It is not his time to run. This is about Christian Coleman. Super fast now, plus the conditions weren't ideal for sprinting. It was chilly, plus traveling overseas takes a few days to settle. This is about Christian Coleman's 100-meter opener from Olympic season. Yeah, I agree with that. A lot of these are just me being channeled in the comments so far. I disagreed on the false start thing, and I disagreed that the sky was falling because Christian Coleman ran 10-0 in a race where he had no competition. So this is just basically YouTube comments directed at Gordon.
Yeah. Yeah, I still think that Coleman could have ran faster and should have ran faster. I have high expectations for the defending world champion.
Fair.
Who just almost won World Indoors. Or maybe did win World Indoors. We don't know.
Next up. All right, from Judson, responding to the Kentucky Derby, if it was track comparisons, shouldn't have run off the rail like Paul Chelimo does, and they would have gone around instead of going straight up without anyone in the way. Yeah, so Rich Strike did have that. They just held that inside line the entire time. And I feel as if Paul Chelimo was jockeying some of those other horses, he would have just at least made the horse run farther out. How aware are the horses of what's going on here, do you think?
I don't know.
They're just going to go with
like, why are you hitting me? Why are you hitting me? All right, I'll keep going, but tell me when you'll stop hitting me is what they're thinking.
Yeah.
No, but you would think maybe if, like, the jockeys have, like, mirrors in their glasses or something like that, so they can look like rear view mirrors, so they can see who's coming up behind them. And if that is true, it would make sense to, like, I'm going to get in your way and, like, pull in Paul Chelimo and just kind of move over so Rich Strike doesn't have the free lane in the inside. Also, it is crazy. Bigger. When you look at a jockey's helmet, they wear like 40 goggles. Do you know that?
40? Is that like, the official number?
Maybe 10. They wear like 10 goggles, and then every like 10 seconds they remove one of the goggles so they can have all the mud taken off there so they can see. Because it gets covered in mud, rip off another pair, then they have fresh eyes, and then keep ripping it up until you get down to your final goggle.
Feel like there could be an invention that would solve all that.
I don't know. You're having literally mud just flying into your face. It's kind of hard.
Wipers? But isn't it inefficient?
Think little electronic wipers are going to move like giant clogs of mud on your face.
It just seems inefficient every time you're going to grab, like, you just think of the wind resistance. Listen, for a while, people high jumped scissor style, and then Dick Fosbury came along. I'm saying windshield wipers on jockey goggles need to be considered. All right. Next comment. I'm just surprised that that's the solution to it. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, here we go. This is about Shelley and Fraser Price from Coleman. Recently saw some track analyst stating that Jamaican spinners does best in their 30s while others on the decline, stating that naturally grown food they consume, no processed food in addition to training, psychology, etc. I mean, there's always these things about this is why Jamaicans are faster and et cetera, et cetera. I think Shelly Fraser Price is just a phenomenal athlete and has been for a while and has done a good job in her career, just being consistent, being well prepared. I don't think there's some one magic thing that makes
I think
them
yeah, I think
fast.
Shellyanne is definitely an outlier because even some other like Asafa Powell he was still like going into meets when he was in his mid 30s, but he was never a factor the way Shellyanne is going to be a factor. So I think
Hmm. Or
I mean
Bolt.
Bolt was done by like 32, right?
That's what I'm saying. She's an outlier amongst outliers, is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. I
I mean,
think
imagine if Bolt had the second half of his career the way. I mean, Fraser Price is running PRs right now. Imagine if
yeah
Bolt was out there running 9.58,
at like 33.
9.56.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it'd be crazy.
Hey man, maybe it's could be a thing with the female body, right? Maybe you do see a lot more older women able to achieve like new greatness into their 30s more often than men. So it could be something to do with the way like the physical biology of a woman is able to like preserve their peak athletic ability later into life. You know, you see a lot more women in their 30s PRing than you do see men in their 30s PRing when it comes at least to distance races. You see that happen a lot often. So maybe it's something about that, and that she's be able to take that and package it into 100-meter sprinting at a world class level, right? So that's even crazier, right? Because she's not
Yeah,
just a
it's just
regular person who's PRing for fun. She's the best in the world.
yeah. Her baseline was already really fast, and then she got faster the last couple of years. It's remarkable. All right, next one.
Great analysis.
I know. Responding to the video, better 400-meter runner Fred Kerley or Michael Norman, Mr. West 1600. Fred Kerley has Michael Norman's number right now. Fair.
Good spelling of Kerley. I like that.
Put that one back up. I didn't even say it.
Curly,
Oh.
Curly.
Oh.
Fred Curley, does he have Mr. Michael Norman's number? I mean, I'm sure they text. Like, I'm sure they have each other's phone numbers. That's probably a thing. They're both great athletes in the U.S.
You're not
Um,
even a dad and you're making that joke.
uh, yeah, he
They
does. I mean,
they
he
didn't
beat him
run
in
the
the
same
two.
event though. They didn't run the same event last year though. I
Yeah,
have no doubt
but
Curly would have been fine because Curly was good at everything. So yeah, no, I don't think that's a
I mean, I
crazy
think ever since
statement.
Curley beat Norman in what year was it? Was it the
19.
2019 year?
Yeah.
He's had his number ever since.
Yeah.
There has yet to be a moment when Norman's like,
Mhm.
gotten back at him, like clapped back for that victory. That victory in 2019 USA's has yet to be overturned via a new result because they ran the 200. Curly beat him in the two.
Yeah.
Curly's not even training for the 400 and is running equal, if not better, 400s than Norman. So, like,
Sure. They
yeah,
just haven't run that much. But the success of the last couple of years speaks for itself. All right, we got a couple more here. Let's keep it rolling. Going into extra time here.
screen grab.
Great screen grab there. Comment on the kick of the week video with Emmanuel Yanyani. Um, Robin says Emmanuel is crazy and Kibit. They are the future of the 800. Yeah, I want to see Wanyoni run more because I think he's an intriguing prospect to run 145 in those weird conditions. And we just talked before about how the 800 is wide open, especially if Brazier's not Brazier. Career can reach those heights, but who else can really get down there? Does Amos have a throwback season in him? Maybe.
Been saying that
Um,
for Amos for the past decade.
well, yeah. Well, the issue's always been the championships with him, right? So ever
Yeah.
since 2012, but I think it's right for someone to step in there, and maybe Wanyoni's that guy is only 17.
Yeah, could be. The 800's too chaotic for me to even have an opinion yet. That's why I need Brazier to run fast so then I can have my opinion.
No opinion, Gordon. That's been a theme over
No
the past
opinion,
couple of
Gordon.
weeks. It's been
It's my new, yeah.
interesting. And when you do have the opinions, they're just way wrong. All right. How many more we have left, Colt?
Oh wow, we have a lot.
4 left. All right, we got to get going here. This is from Water Aerobics. Based on Kevin's logic, a 10:00 run by an American is equal to 9:80 run by a non-American. On what basis do you have Coleman as top 2 in the 100? There's no top 2. Season's way too
Ooh.
early to come up with a top 2. Kevin just does not want to give credit to Omanyala. Wait, so what is? Hold on. Put that back up again. What are we saying here? Water Aerobics. Great name, by the way.
Well, he's saying
Uh,
basically Coleman's run 10-0. Why are you
yeah.
ranking him top 2 in the world, whereas a guy
Oh,
running 9.8 is not top 2? So are you saying,
real
you know,
simple. I mean,
what is
altitude does matter. Altitude. I put it into your favorite calculator. Altitude plus the 2.0. It's a high 99. With competition. Coleman's the reigning world champ. Coleman's run 9.7. Do I have to keep going? Do I have to list more reasons why Christian
well,
Coleman?
what about my argument is 9.8 is faster than 10.09.
It is if you remove all context and want to put everything into a meet in the beginning of May.
I don't know. Let me look at my number calculator. Is 9.8 faster than 10.09?
Yeah. Well,
Yes, it
you want
is.
me to? Do you want me to do the calculator again?
So
I'll do the
if that's
calculator.
if that's faster, shouldn't that person
Wind
be
and
faster than the other person?
altitude. I know.
I
You
don't
know
need
this.
no calculator, altitude, wind,
What
all
was it?
that
985.
chaos.
What was
It's
it?
not. I don't even know. I'm.
2.0.
I mean, you're basically going off of what Coleman did in 2019 as a reason to keep him top 2.
And indoors.
Yeah, but
I mean,
60? Come on. 60?
all right. Hold
60 is
on. And
ridiculous.
that's more ridiculous than going off of what Coleman did in a Continental Tour opener in Tokyo. I mean, come on, what are we doing here?
That's actually a good question. I think a Continental Tour Tokyo May run is more relevant to someone's ability than something that happened 3 years ago. 100%. 100%.
What about something they did a couple months ago in
I would
indoors?
agree with that. What did they do a couple months ago? They ran an event that
They
doesn't
almost
exist in outdoor
well,
track and field.
they almost won World Indoors. They ran 6.4s again, and I have them behind Jacobs for that reason. I think the results should matter, but you have to put them in context. The rankings are basically obviously subjective, but it's if they all raced right now, who would win? That's who I think would win on the same track at the same time. And you put Omanyala's time in. Again, I don't think these things are the gospel, but 985 at the altitude with a 2.0 goes to 998, 9.98. If he ran 9.98, right, in Florida, in Paris, or whatever, the reaction would be different. So we just can't remove all context. So
I will say
Omanyala,
though,
I'll have Omanyala ahead of Kerley. They ran the same time. I would probably have Omanyala third right now. I need to update those today, but we can't just do the results based on the most recent thing that happened if they're not running head to head. At the very least, they need to be running head to head.
yeah. I will say I am a little concerned that Coleman isn't going to be as
You're very
much of a
concerned with
gold medal challenger as we think he will be. I'm not throwing
very
it out
concerned
that
about Coleman.
yeah, I'm just a little concerned. A little concerned. I'm not all
Yeah.
the way out, but there's part of me is like,
Omanyala was
I'm gonna be like,
Omanyala was
I
great.
knew it. Yeah.
He was in the mix. He was great. He ran
He
really
also runs with
well.
suspenders, which is great.
He did what he had to do, right? But if they race same time, same place right now, everybody together, I would have Jacobs 1, Coleman 2. Next one. Thanks for covering track. This is from Adrian. Even though your takes are wild. All right, that's just a positive one, randomly thrown in
Yeah,
there.
we
Thanks to
don't. Yeah,
Travis.
what are we doing here?
Yeah. Come on, Travis. We're just trying to make ourselves feel better. Uh, from Boxer Test. Records generally stand for 15 years. The successor to the Speed King throne should be here now, but you have to break all the records of the previous Speed King, and Bolt's records are no joke over 12 years. 12 years! 3 exclamation marks. This is about Ari Knighton. Okay, so listen. There's the records, and then there's the medals and the dominance. And then there's that third piece of Bolt just being this transcendent figure because of his presence on the track. So we're not even going to talk about that third part
And
because
his
that's
last
this.
name.
Okay, so that's the fourth part. Fourth part we can't fix. Third part, it's an intangible. The second part about the dominance from '08 to 16 with very few losses in between, although he did lose to more than two people during his career. Um, actually, from '08 to 16, what Gay, Gatlin, oh, and Blake. So that was three.
Well, you could say he
Um,
lost to the entire.
oh yeah, Daegu, false start.
They,
Yep.
yeah, lost to all of them.
Uh, so as I said, Knighton may one day get that record. He's the best candidate that we have just because of his age and how fast he's already run. But that doesn't mean that he's going to have the medal success that Bolt has. It doesn't mean he's going to have the longevity. So when I mention his name in the same breath, it's only to say that this is the first time when that comparison is actually in the same ballpark in at least one of the areas that we were talking about.
You said it all.
Hey, thanks. Thanks.
Is that it? Is that all the comments? Jacobs, Coleman, Kerley, and May DeGrasse instead of one of them. ABL quality.
Men's 100 medals. Keep that one up, Colt. I need to read that again. Jacobs, Coleman, Kerley, and maybe DeGrasse. Yeah, I mean, DeGrasse, all he does is get medals. So, I mean, I would not count out Andre DeGrasse. And if you want to put Omanyala in there as a medal contender too, I wouldn't argue with you. How many men do you think can win gold in the 100? You said you're worried about Coleman. How many men can win gold in the 100?
In the 100? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people can win.
Here, let me just do it this way. Can Coleman win gold?
Yeah, he can, yes.
Can Jacobs win gold?
Yes, he can. But the word can is different for every athlete.
Okay, well, just tell me your list then. I didn't want to hold monologue on it. Just who's your list right now?
I mean, I just talked about how I thought Coleman, I'm kind of worried about him, but then I feel weird putting him on my list. But if I got to make a list, I got to make a list. The list is going to be Jacobs. It's going to be Kerley. It's going to be Bromell. It's going to be Coleman. And it's going to be DeGrasse.
So you have 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Ferdinand. Not there yet. Omanyala.
You need
Not
more.
seeing it yet.
You need more. Let me look at his. Let me look at Omanyala real quick. I just want to pull up his records here. Thanks everybody who wrote in for the YouTube comment.
Yeah, keep writing YouTube. Like, subscribe. Tell your friends to
All that's
subscribe. We're at what?
yeah.
13.8